Hi guys, this is Poncho Player 202 and welcome back to the channel. Today we are here with a car review of the 2019 Hyundai i10 that has always been a popular choice with UK buyers, and today we're going to see whether it is still the best budget city car you can get for the family. Seeing now a new one has just been introduced, now might be the perfect time to get your hands on one. So to review the Hyundai i10, I'm going to talk you around its design and features around the outside. It does just look like they have stuck on the mirror covers. Check out its interior and see how many features it has in there. And it's generally one of the best systems. Compare the space inside compared to other rivals in the class, coming in at 252 litres. Check out its ride and how it drives compared to its rivals as well. Bumpy, and you can feel the occasional bump coming through the cabin, and give my verdict at the end to see if it's one of the best small cars on the market, or it is actually surprisingly capable. So to start off this review, I'm going to talk you around the Hyundai i10's design. Now, you're probably familiar with this body style. It has been around since 2014, but in 2017 it received a mild facelift, which is this car, as it is a late 2019 model, which included a more textured grille up front and some more daytime running lights to keep it looking sharp so that it could catch up with its rivals once again. Now, this particular car is in Popular Play Edition, which includes red mirrors, red side skirts, and round here a nice red boot liner thing here. It also includes some upgraded alloy wheels over the standard car, which are quite nice here. You definitely won't want to be scraping them. But other than that, most i10s look pretty similar, and obviously as you go up the range you get more bits of kit on the outside, such as the features I just pointed out. Engine options for the i10 include a 1 litre petrol and a 1.2 litre petrol. In this particular model here that we have, it's the 1 litre petrol 66 brake horsepower MPI engine. It's perfectly nippy for city driving and is capable of going 70 or 80 miles an hour on the motorway. So let's now take a look at the interior of the i10, something you're all probably familiar with, as is quite a popular car in the United Kingdom. 5-speed manual gearbox, steering controls here. It's quite a high-spec car, so you have a Nappa leather steering wheel, very comfy for long drives. In terms of the touchscreen, it's quite a well-kitted car as well. So you have navigations, input destinations. It's very easy to use. You zoom in and out here, and it's generally one of the best systems. I'd say something like a VW Polo system is slightly better, but that is a bit of a higher class car, so nothing really to complain about. Of course, you have DAB radio. You can connect your phone via Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There's also air conditioning in this car. Climate control is an optional extra that this car doesn't have, but it is available for those who need it. In terms of connectivity, you have a 12-volt socket in case you want to go camping in your i10 and plug in a cool box. Anyway, you have an aux socket and a USB for multiple connectivities, although there is just one USB, so if you have multiple people in the car fighting over connections, there might start a bit of an argument there. In terms of the glove box, it's a decent size. You can fit wipes, manuals, anything you need in there, and it's pretty big for a car in this class. You probably get anything you need. Electric windows in the front and the rear, as we will go into the rear in a minute. In terms of the dials, it's a city car, so it doesn't have any digital dials, but they are clearly laid out with your revs, miles an hour, your mileage on this little screen down here, and other things. The visors don't have any lights, but they do have a mirror in case you want to check your face whilst you're driving. And in terms of mirrors, they are heated and electrically adjusted. So let's go into the rear of the i10. Demonstrated kindly by my filming partner in the rear of the i10, there is plenty of legroom for shorter journeys. It's quite tight, but in this class it's not too bad. Something like a Citroen C1, Toyota Aygo or Peugeot 108 does have slightly more legroom, rear legroom, but they do have less boot space, so it's something you have to compromise. But there is suitable room back here. Other useful things you can use the rear of the i10 for is child seats. So the car does come with Isofix anchor points, so fitting 2 child seats back here is no problem. Although you might find the rear of your passenger seat or driver's seat with the kids' feet on, but it is possible to fit child seats back here if it is a must. Also, there is another 12-volt socket near the rear next to the handbrake, again for connectivity, DVD players, cooling boxes, anything that uses a 12-volt socket, which to be honest isn't that many things these days. There's big enough for a bottle down there, and also the door bins are big enough, you can fit one big bottle. We don't have any demonstrations from that. And then there's this little place here which is perfect for storing a mobile device, coins, any of that. And there are the all-important child locks, as this is a popular choice for people with children as a cheap, reliable car. And if I didn't mention, it does have electric windows in the rear, as this is quite a high-spec car. Coming round to the boot of the i10, this is where this car really shines. It is one of the best boots in the class, coming in at 252 litres. As you can see here, it's enough for your shopping, so your shopping bags here, rucksacks for a day out like we had today, and all sorts of things. For example, you can fit a big bike pump lengthways in here. Yeah, that's kind of random. But also first aid kit, any other essential things you need in here are here. It comes with a parcel shelf, and folding down the rear seats, you have this little clip here that you push, and they do fold down like so if we just come round to the rear. But then, as you come round, the seat belts go like this, so yeah, that's a bit annoying, and then you have to, walk round and pull the seat there, and yeah. Anyway, they do not fold flat, although you do have a decent loading space throughout the entire car to load long items such as ladders, if you're really going to be carrying ladders on an i10, but maybe you will, I don't know. But they don't fall flat, and that's kind of a bit of a negative, but it's not the end of the day with a car this size. Demonstrated there, yet again another problem with folding seats, you then lock the seat belt back behind the seat. So then again, you're going to have to push that, make sure your seat belt is actually in front, and lock it into place again. So the boot is good, although folding down the seats can be a bit of a hassle with that whole contraption mechanism there. In terms of adjustability for the front driver and passenger, as demonstrated again by my full partner, my dad, who is helping me with this video, there is plenty of legroom in the front as we just went for a 2-hour drive, and I, being nearly 6 foot, had plenty of legroom with the seat, not even the whole way back. Lots of adjustments, so if you're tall or small, you will be comfy in the front of this car. In terms of leaning back capacity, you can have the seat going forward or all the way back if you do like to have a little snooze on longer journeys. Also, please note that with the front driver's seat, there also is height adjustable. Now then, having praised this car far too much, it's time for 3 critical things about this car. As I mentioned earlier, this is a high spec Play Edition model. However, with the things you get, this is a dealer special edition as well. But with the upgrades you get, it does just look like they have stuck on the mirror covers. And then if we come round here to the rocker panel, down here, again, they have just stuck on a bit of red plastic. And you can even see the rocker panel here, how it's a different shade of paint. How odd. In addition, think of this scenario. You're parked really close to a car on this side. You want to fold down your seats, but this car is simply too close and you're going to bang your rear door on their car. Thing is, once you open the boot and you want to fold down the seats, the partial shelf sits right where you want to fold, so it's then a bit hard to get your hand in there and actually push the seat down. And then sometimes the seatbelt gets stuck and you have to walk all the way around, as I've previously mentioned. So that means you're going to have to take the parcel shelf out and put it back in just to fold down your rear seats. Lastly, while the majority of the cabin may be up to scratch for a car in this class, you've got chrome around the vents here, chrome on the gear shifter, chrome on the AC controls. Come over to the door handles and it's just black plastic. That's very scratchy. And normally that wouldn't be too bad on a car of this class, but this is quite a high edition model, and you have got other bits of chrome about the place in the cabin. So, I mean, come on Hyundai, couldn't you have just put the chrome door handle here as well? And just before we move how this car drives on different surfaces, different types of roads, can we just note that, well, using the Carwow tradition, we're going to, look at these vents here. They're actually real. I mean, can we just praise Hyundai for adding real vents in a car when £80,000 Audis don't even have this? I mean, that is good. Now then, let's talk about how the Hyundai i10 drives. Okay, so starting off with some country road driving. it's quite good, as this is what the Hyundai i10 is suited for. Well, small roads such as city roads, but this road is particularly bumpy and you can feel the occasional bump coming through the cabin, but compared to other cars of this class, it is not too bad. You do get the occasional bit of body roll on tight corners, but again, it is something to expect from a car of this class. But overall, on small roads, this is where this car does excel, as it is what it's built for. Lastly, in the last aspect of this review, we're going to talk about some motorway driving. So although it isn't this car's strong point and it's not what it's meant for, it is actually surprisingly capable, cruising 70-75 miles an hour all day long. Very smooth, very comfortable. Spent about an hour of our journey on the motorway coming down here today, and it's just generally very smooth. You do get the odd bump that vibrates in the cabin, but nothing that you wouldn't expect from a car of this class. 0 to 60 is achieved in about 14 seconds, so it can feel a little slow uphill and when you need to downshift and overtake something. But apart from that, it is more than capable of any kind of driving, as long as you don't push it too hard. So guys, thank you for watching this review. If you did like the video, be sure to drop a like down below and drop a comment for any other reviews or videos you would like me to do, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. So once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.